Hello gorgeous peeps, I'm Chris from TechSpert, and today we're going to be whipping the OnePlus 10R on out of its big shiny red box to see what it's all about. This mid-range mobile sports very similar specs to the recently released OnePlus 10T, except this time it's powered by Mediatek's fresh Dimensity 8100 Max, rather than a Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset. So how does it actually stack up to that OnePlus 10T? Is it worth your money? And bear in mind, it is only available in select regions, so you may end up having to import the OnePlus 10R if you are intrigued. Oh, and for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! Right, so what do you actually get in that box? Well, naturally a OnePlus 10R. Got a big old chunky 80-watt Super VOOC charger, though bear in mind because it's an imported effort, it's not a 3-pin model. You got OnePlus's usual gorgeous bright red USB cable. Speaking of which, there's also a card for the OnePlus Red Cable Membership Club. Good way to get some discounts on some merch, etc. You get some stickers bundled in the box as well, whoopsie-doo. And naturally the usual welcome letter. So there's the bit of blurb from Pete. I'm not going to bother reading it out, just freeze frame or whatever. And you've also got a condom case. You can slap that on your OnePlus 10R, help to keep it safe from harm. It's a bit of a tight fit. There you go. And that right there is everything inside the OnePlus 10R box. I've completely bollocksed up the way I've put this back in, haven't I? There we go, that's better. So let's crack on with the fun. So here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the OnePlus 10R, which actually sports that flat edge design, which is very popular in 2022. Now it's completely different to the 10T, which as you can see there, sported a more curved finish. And at 186 grams, the OnePlus 10R weighs slightly less than the OnePlus 10T, despite being basically the same dimensions. I do prefer the design of the OnePlus 10T because that curved frame just fits beautifully in the palm. It's got some really good hand feel, as it's known in the industry. As I don't get on quite so well with the old flat edge smartphones like the iPhones, they just feel a bit not an official term, but hopefully sums it up. And flip them around, and the OnePlus 10T is undoubtedly the more attractive device as well. The camera chassis is just nicely integrated with that back end, so it's just beautifully smooth and curved. Whereas here on the OnePlus 10R, it just kind of looks shoved on there, no real thought put into it. Also, please excuse all this smudginess here on the back end of the OnePlus 10R. Unfortunately, there was a big old sticker slapped on that arse, and when I peeled it off, it then left a load of gluey residue, which I've spent the best part of about 20 minutes trying to clean off. I'll attack that a bit more later. I do prefer a matte finish to a shiny finish though, so it's definitely got that in its favour. And you've got a choice of two different colours. This is the forest green, or you can also grab the OnePlus 10R in Sierra Black. And apparently it's Gorilla Glass front and back here on the OnePlus 10R, just like the OnePlus 10T, for an extra bit of hardiness, but no official IP rating for water resistance. As for the software, it's essentially the same on both OnePlus 10R and the 10T, slightly different version numbers, but it is OxygenOS 12.1 on top of Android 12. So no surprises at all as far as the software is concerned. The OnePlus 10R sports a fairly stock version of Android. You've got the likes of the Google Discover feed, you can drag down that notifications bar from anywhere on screen. Got a reliable apps tray to hide all your bits away. And thankfully not much in the way of crapware either. You've got a few extra little bonus bits on top of the usual Google shenanigans. So for instance, a theme store, good old Zen mode if you just want to sit and vibe for a bit, and plenty of personalization options as well. So you can dive on here and tinker with the likes of the always on display. All of the usual stuff to choose from, including the canvas effort, the Bitmoji, the insight. You can also quickly and easily change up the UI icons and the colors, even the color of the notification light, which is rather spiffing. Unfortunately, one killer feature which is missing from both the OnePlus 10R and the OnePlus 10T is that alert slider, and it's a massive bum because it's a really useful tool and a proper USP for OnePlus smartphones. Here's hoping the buggers bring it back for the OnePlus 11 series. But at least OnePlus is still offering several years of OS and security updates with the OnePlus 10R and the OnePlus 10T. And as far as the security goes, you've got an in-display fingerprint sensor, which here on the OnePlus 10R, just like the 10T before, it seems perfectly responsive and dependable, despite the fact it is just your basic bog standard optical sensor, not an ultrasonic effort. And you've also got some face unlock action if you fancy a good bit of that instead. And as far as the storage goes, it's a choice for 128 or 256 gigs of space on both the OnePlus 10R and that 10T, and neither is expandable via micro SD. Sadly, bugger all space in that SIM tray. And likewise, there seems to be next to bugger all difference between the OnePlus 10R and the OnePlus 10T when it comes to the media chops. You've once again got a 6.7-inch OLED display. It's the same size and what appears to be very similar, if not identical tech. It's a full HD plus resolution panel, so visuals are reasonably crisp despite the fact these are gargantuan screens. And because it is that OLED tech, you've got nice sharp contrast, full HDR10 plus video streaming support, wide viewing angles, pretty powerful maximum brightness as well, so outdoor visibility absolutely fine, and they both max out at 120Hz refresh too. And likewise, when it comes to the audio spaffage, there is subtle difference between the two. The OnePlus 10R once again rocks a stereo speaker setup, so let's bump up the volume, see if it's any good.
Every time you open it up now, you get that sort of horrible crunchy sound, knowing that just a few grains are stuck in there somewhere, being absolute buggers.
So again, pretty powerful output. On that top volume, you'll clearly hear what is going on, even in quite a noisy environment. Slightly tinny, so don't go listening to music via those speakers, but then why would you anyway? Especially since, as with the OnePlus 10T, you've got Bluetooth 5.3 streaming support here, so the wireless connectivity is fantastic. You got support for LDAC and all the codecs that you would expect, like aptX HD, so your music will sound bloody lovely. Just don't expect to be able to connect a pair of headphones with, good old-fashioned wires, because there is subtle headphone jack action here. But besides the design, what really differentiates these two OnePlus blowers is the performance. And that's because the OnePlus 10R sports Mediatek's Dimensity 8100 Max chipset, whereas the OnePlus 10T sports Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1. And that's backed here on the OnePlus 10R by your choice of 8 or 12 gigs of DDR5 RAM. There's no 16 gig option, which you did find here on the OnePlus 10T. So very different specs, certainly, but as you can see from the Geekbench scores, there's not actually much difference when it comes to sheer grunt. As you can see there, the Snapdragon in the OnePlus 10T claims a victory when it comes to the single-core score, but the Mediatek chipset in the OnePlus 10R pinches it for the multi-core score. But of course, that's just benchmark, and in terms of the real-world performance, both of these blowers will do anything you want them to. You can happily multitask with all kinds of apps running in the background and see no slowdown or anything. Apps don't immediately shut down when you've stopped using them for, 60 seconds. As you would kind of expect, as they're both premium platforms. And when it comes to gaming, again, it doesn't matter what your choice is, the OnePlus 10R or the OnePlus 10T, both will do the job, even for the likes of Genshin Impact bumped up to the maximum detail settings at 60 frames per second. You can expect some gloriously smooth playback. And yes, if you do play Genshin Impact on those maxed out graphics settings for a good hour or two, then yes, the back end is going to get a little bit toasty again, regardless of your choice, the OnePlus 10R or the OnePlus 10T. But not to the point where it actually balks the performance by throttling it or anything like that. I still found that the frame rate stayed stable over time. And as always, you do have that nifty Oxygen OS gaming mode as well, which sometimes takes me a couple of swipes to actually drag down. There we go. And this offers up tons of great features, including good old notifications blocking if you need to, so yeah, get a bit of that on the go. And you can also piddle about with the performance settings. I've actually left the OnePlus 10R in the balanced mode when I played Genshin Impact, and that ran absolutely fine still, but you do have the Pro Gamer mode. If you really want to boost that power, give it everything it's got. And as for the battery, well, the actual capacity does depend on which model you spunk up for, which is quite unusual, but hey-ho, bear with me. This green model comes with a 5000 mAh capacity battery, whereas if you go for the black version of the OnePlus 10R, that's a smaller 4500 mAh capacity cell. And this is because the Sierra Black version of the OnePlus 10R sports a dual cell battery design, which supports up to 150 watt wired charging. Now that is a match for every version of the OnePlus 10T, whereas here on the greeny version of the OnePlus 10R, you might get a bigger capacity battery, but it only supports 80 watt wired charging instead of 150 watts, although 80 watts is still pretty bloody nippy. And no, there's no wireless charging support on any of the OnePlus 10Rs or the OnePlus 10Ts, so just forget about it. So let's finish up with the squint at the camera tech, and it is actually the exact same camera setup on the OnePlus 10R as it is on the 10T. It just looks a lot more attractive here on the 10T. So the primary camera sensor used on both of them is the 50 megapixel Sony IMX766, nice and dependable, used on lots of smartphones in 2022. And you'll find some subtle differences in the camera UI, but it's mostly just a repositioning of various features. You got the same basic camera modes stuffed into both of them. So for instance, they've both got a 50 megapixel mode. It's just a little bit harder to reach here on the OnePlus 10T. You've got to stretch all the way up to the top end of the smartphone there. I'd recommend just leave it on the default setting though with the pixel bin, and you'll find the OnePlus 10R and the 10T spaff out perfectly good looking pics. These are the OnePlus 10R test shots that I snapped recently, basically identical to what you'll find with the 10T. And likewise, you'll find that both the 10R and the 10T sport an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle shooter, which is absolutely fine if you need a more pulled back view. And there's also a 2 megapixel depth sensor, which is great for your portrait shots, some really nice results there. But anyway, I'm not going to bang on about the camera tech in depth here because I've done a full OnePlus 10T review, so just go check that out for more on the camera shenanigans. And both the OnePlus 10R and the 10T sport a 16 megapixel selfie shooter, again with bugger all to really differentiate them. Once again, you'll get respectable looking results in strong and quite dim light as well, which is always great. And you can also shoot up to full HD resolution footage using that front facing camera, no 4K action. Here, unfortunately, the audio pickup seems absolutely fine, seems to handle strong lighting and all that kind of shenanigans, no worries. And so that, my lovelies, in a nice tidy little nutshell, is the OnePlus 10R and the OnePlus 10T and how they stack up against one another. If you want to know more about that 10T, as I say, go check out my full in-depth review, and there's really not much between them at all, but I definitely prefer the 10T for its sexy design. No compromise on that crazy fast charging either. I just wish that that bloody alert slider was here on at least one of them. Anyway, here's hoping for the next gen. So anyway, it would be great to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Please do poke, subscribe and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest tech, and have yourselves a ruddy wonderful rest of the week. Cheers everyone, love you!